and welcome back to Reading Homestuck, the Epilogues. We got Mason and Arthur here today.
Oh. Hello.
Sadly, no June. She's at a convention. And, we're gonna... I think we're gonna try and round this one out today. You know? That's the plan. So, I fully have at this point forgotten the order, and when we get into Meat Root, we're just gonna reset the order. So, who's doing narration today?
I'll go first.
Alright, we'll start with Mason, and then we'll move on to me, and then Arthur, and so on.
Okay. Because Brackets Vriska only spent a few minutes on Prospect before her dream self was whisked away to the battlefield, the moment she ascended to her god-tier form, she never exactly got to enjoy Prospect life as much as some of her friends did, which by all accounts involved a lot of leisure time, floating around, lounging about on golden crenellations, and looking at pretty much the only thing there was to look at on Prospect, the big blue sphere full of prescient clouds known as Skya. She's certain Terezi must have spent more than her share of time ogling the fluffy Nimbus forms, or sniffing in their direction at least. This must have been what life on Prospect felt like, Brackets Vriska thinks, as she adjusts her head to a slightly more comfortable position on the fresh clown carcass she's now using as a pillow. She lets out a long exhale, feeling more relaxed than she's felt in a long time. The clouds aren't showing her any visions, but that's okay. She realises you can see whatever you want to see in a cloud if you spend long enough time looking at its shape. All that's really required is a willingness to let yourself waste the time. A willingness she only discovered minutes ago, since wringing life from a libidinous harlequin.
Alright, who wants to take Brackets Vriska, aka Original Vriska, and who wants to take Vriska, aka Vriska 2, Mini Vriska, New Vriska?
I'll take Vriska. And you can take Vriska.
Damn, I love the naming conventions we got going on. Let's...
I like how you said it. Was like you said it like Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. So
Vriska and Vriska.
Are you taking the Vriska that talks first or the Vriska that talks second?
I'll take the Vriska that talks second, the normal one.
I think it would be funnier if instead of brackets it was quotation marks. So just like Vriska.
Yeah, Vriska. But yeah, no. Okay, so that's New Vriska, and that's Tony Soprano is how we've written it here. And I will take Vriska Circ. I think that one is sort of snake. A snake with a strangely big head.
Nah, it's a pipe.
A what?
It's a thing you smoke with.
Oh, you mean like the human marijuana I've heard Dave ramble about sometimes?
God, you really did grow up on an alien narc planet, didn't you?
Hey, did I say I was against the marijuana?
No, but you called him marijuana. Fucking narc. What are you, a federal agent? An undercover cop? Can see you thumbing your body on me, you freak.
Hey, did you see a fucking badge on me?
Nah, you don't carry a badge if you're undercover, dipshit.
Well, I'd know that if I was undercover.
Yeah, okay.
See, I'm too fucking stupid to be undercover, apparently.
Well, I don't think intelligence is a marker of an excellent cop.
Yeah, you got a point there. Anyway, yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. I'm from the world, which was home to the race you yourself are apparently a member of.
Yeah, but I'm actually normal. No offense.
None taken. A lot like me, really. I mean, unsurprisingly, it shouldn't be shocking news.
You kind of remind me of my mom. Not in many ways. Just maybe you say shit that makes it obvious this isn't where you grew up.
How is Kanaya, by the way?
Boring. And old. Old and boring as fuck.
Sounds about right.
Well, I mean, older than us by a lot. You know, when we were the same age, so. That's why I said that. Yeah, fuck it. She's like a regular basic ass mom. She's fine. I like her. Well, my mom's alright. I'm a little obsessed with all this war shit, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, people get hella bent out of shape about war and politics. Same shit as always.
Yeah, you're right. I guess that's how
Playing
it
my
was in my
Nintendo
country.
Switch 3.
Yeah, we're in the future now, baby.
3, they dropped the third one.
Yeah.
What game would release on the Nintendo Switch 3?
Pokemon Generation 10, it's just a rotating image of a Pikachu. It crashes regularly.
And it has really, really, really good-looking trees for once.
Yeah, but there's singular
They
images.
put all of their budget into the trees.
No, it's literally
They're
just...
like, we heard your complaints, not the ones about national decks, not the ones about our games being terrible. We fixed the trees.
And the
that's
reason
what
they
matters.
fixed the trees is because it's just a 4K resolution PNG of an image of a forest that one of the developers took on their phone. And in front of it, again, rotating Pikachu, terrible lag, crashes regularly. The Pikachu has like 7 polygons.
Vriska doesn't seem to have a response to this. Her parents have told her many tales of Alternia, and her curiosity about the subject was satiated some time before she entered high school. She shrugs and turns her attention back to the sky. Another nimbus cloud wanders lazily into view and catches Brackett's Vriska's eye due to its peculiar shape.
Now on there, that's some sort of squat can-like building, right?
What?
Like the ridiculous structures my friends used to build with the mayor. Hey, is the mayor still around?
Man's dead, dude.
Ah, shit.
No!
I love the mayor.
Yeah. Everyone loved the mayor. He's in our damn history books.
Well, but you see what I mean, right? That one.
Wow. Well, yeah, you don't know anything. Kinda cute, actually.
What? Then what is it, smartass?
It's a cake. It's a birthday cake. See? Those are candles. God, it's so obvious.
Oh, like those shitty things John's dad was always making?
So,
What's with all the clouds shaped like John stuff? Like that one there, that's like dollop of shaving cream, right?
nah. It's just a normal cloud, I think.
Fine, bad example. But that one, that's definitely a human hat.
Well, yeah. It totally is. It's just a fucking sky hat right there.
Does he always like this?
I don't know. Never noticed.
Bracket's Vriska scans the sky. She notices a few more John-specific cloud shapes, a ghost over there, a beagle puss just overhead. But the more she stares at them, the more she realizes her ability to recognize the shapes is beginning to fade. They start to resemble fluffy, amorphous blobs. Was it all just in her imagination?
Maybe this is just crazy nonsense, actually. Seeing shapes in clouds, I mean.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe the truth just makes me kind of nervous.
What truth?
don't tell him I said this, but I think John is just an extremely powerful being, even when he sucks. He certainly does appear to suck in this reality, and yet suck in this reality, and yet the uneasy feeling is there. It's a vague feeling I've had in the back of my mind for a long time, but it really hit me when I was talking to him earlier. It's disturbing to think about how much power bottled up in one stupid nerd who'll never understand it.
What are you talking about? Like, lame wind powers?
No, I mean the power to shape reality, even without intending to. Like just falling backwards into the most insanely overpowered bullshit. And the rest of us have to work our asses off for a fraction of that kind of power and relevance. He could rewrite everything that ever happened if he wanted. And he could probably even bend realities to his will in certain ways, even if he didn't have the slightest idea what he was doing, which he usually doesn't. He probably managed to be more relevant than I could. He could ever dream of being, even if he was dead. A little depressing to think about, really.
No, it's not. I always thought he's a joke. He's a washed-up loser. He's not feeling shitty about it. He's not worth feeling shitty about it at all.
Wow. You know what? You're right. Man, that is such a good attitude. Why didn't I say that? I used to say shit like that.
It's Vriska turns to face Vriska, propping her head a little higher up on the torso to get comfortable. The Vriskas have become virtually oblivious to the fact that a strangled juggalo is currently functioning as a throw pillow. It feels right, natural even, as if he was never meant to serve any purpose other than that of a deceased, soft vehicle for head and neck support between two blossoming friends. I have to say, the Vriskas sounds like a fantastic sitcom.
The Vriskas. You get main Vriska. You get the Vriska 2 new Vriska. You get the dead Vriska from the end of the story, from the pre-retcon timeline. What other Vriskas can we throw in here? Arania guest cameos regularly.
Yeah.
Rania?
There we are. Let me remember that.
Only because she had the best voice I've ever done.
And now,
And when you think of me, am I the best you've ever had?
Arthur.
Can I just ask, why were you making out with this ridiculous shithead?
Wow, could we maybe not talk about that? I'm fucking embarrassed.
Look, I'm not even judging. It's not like I can blame you. Sometimes a girl just needs to give up on her dignity for a while and kiss a dumb clown. It does a lot to explain my relationship with Harry, actually.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Let's just call it a brief and inadvisable catharsis through fleeting clown lust and agree to never speak of this again. I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Too damn right, girl. You got it.
Anyway, I was trying to make a point. I have to say, I'm almost a little jealous of you.
Jealous? Well, I've done fuck all. I go to high school, that's about it. I mean, you, literally ascended to godhood, created multiple universes and, killed guys and stuff.
Yes, I did do all of that stuff.
Didn't you mind control some idiot to jump off a cliff when he got paralyzed? When he started dating him or something?
Yeah, that was before I killed him.
Lamau.
It's cool though, we made up. There's ghosts, I mean. Well, a different copy of me did that, but I think it still counts. Whatever. It's just one thing I did. Who can even keep track of this stuff?
Did you blind some obnoxious bitch one time?
Hey! Some of this stuff is kind of private. Anyway, the point wasn't to go strolling down memory lane on some of the badass things I've done. Well, there isn't a lot of great material there. I'm just saying, with the life you're living here, you seem free. Free to just be yourself and be cool. Not really care too much about other people's horseshit. I spent so long caring so much about what other people thought of me. Mainly that they saw me as important or making a difference. Such a futile struggle sometimes. I thought I was doing so well and getting so close to the big prize, and up here, like a big joke. Sometimes I feel like real freedom is just understanding that. And when you do, it comes through in your personality, and it's a lot easier to just seem cool, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
This is really funny. I feel like such a fuck up. Now that I'm saying this, I realize there was a person like that I met once. Like you, sorta. Just another version of myself. She was genuinely happy and living her best life. Even though she was ironically a ghost. But something about her attitude set me off. So I ripped her to pieces. I also sort of stole her girlfriend.
I have lost where we were. You moved.
Yeah, the sea of Vriskers has kind of buggered us a little.
It's hard to differentiate when it's all the same colour.
Alright, let me try to...
Yep.
Holy shit.
I know, I'm terrible.
Nah, not really. I'm the legendary, to be honest.
No, I know. I know how it sounds. Just, please don't look at me as some sort of role model, okay? This isn't good. The point is, it's bad. Take it from me. Don't do this shit where you start modeling yourself after some mental image you have of a cooler version of yourself. It just sucks.
Don't try this.
Alright, whatever you say.
This isn't gonna go in the direction I was hoping. The point is, I was so mad at her. That happy ghost version of myself who was free of everything. I was probably mad because she got to be who she really was without stressing about it. It was something I never felt like I was allowed to have.
Well, I mean, you can now, right? The fuck is stopping you?
I guess so. I don't know what the point would be.
What do you mean?
I could be a better version of myself than I am, but then I wouldn't even be around to notice.
I mean, I would.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, that's great. And it's nice talking to you and getting stuff off my chest. It's not what I mean, though. I left the people I cared most about behind. What's the point of becoming your best self if the people most important to you aren't around to witness it?
Aren't all your friends here, though? I mean, I know how much of all fucks now, but...
No, they are. That's not what I mean. Sigh, this is hard to explain. I guess I mean there's someone specifically I fell out of touch with who it feels like I'll never see again. Maybe...
It's Vriska thinks for a while on her next statement. She needs the time to let her thoughts she'd never had before arrange itself into words.
Maybe that's why I hated my ghost self so much.
Well, why?
Because I just had a sense. On some level I knew she was right. she was happy and honest with herself, and that's what made her a version of myself who was actually worthy of someone I cared about. Don't get me wrong, we had a nice time for a few years living on that media. It was good. It was a good, stable, pale relationship. And that's all it was. We couldn't really connect in a deeper way because I was still the way I am, I guess. Layers and layers of armor and defenses. And I had some mysterious feeling that weak ghost version of myself was always meant to form the kind of connection with her that I never could. Because she didn't have any of that stuff getting in the way. That's probably why I flipped out at her.
The person you're talking about here kinda sounds like lover.
What? No.
Okay. Whatever.
I don't believe this. I mean, maybe. Sorta. It's a complicated feeling.
It doesn't sound very complicated. Again.
I don't know. I don't know. I still feel sort of messed up about this. And I don't think I can pinpoint exactly how I feel. Maybe you can't even boil it down to one quadrant at all. It's finally happened. It's scuppered me the fact that we both have the exact same name, only with or without brackets.
Who are we talking about here?
There we go. I don't think I can talk about this anymore.
Oh God, oh. It's not my mom, is it? Or one of them.
Oh, fuck no, not them. Anyway, they're living on this planet. Remember I said I'd probably never see her again?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about that girl you blinded that one time, ain't you? Maybe I'm fucking stupid. I know some lore.
Brackets Vriska rolls her head against the clown carcass to face the sky again. Even if this is another near duplicate of herself who's easy to confide in, maybe she's said too much already. Maybe she's even admitted too much to herself. Moments pass in silence.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Harry's dad used to talk to her a lot.
What?
The blind girl.
He did? When?
Years ago.
How is that possible? I mean, from this place.
What, FC? I don't think I get the question.
You still don't seem to understand. We're all inside... Ugh, never mind. What were they even talking about?
I have no idea. Well, look.
Look at what?
Just a minute ago, I swiped this phone.
You stole John's phone?
Yeah. I steal stuff sometimes. Habit's probably just in my DNA. I'm into eugenics.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, with trolls in specific, certain ideals in eugenics are kind of baked into the way we're narratively crafted, so you kind of... Unfortunately, I don't think it was the intent of the author, but sometimes things just sort of happen, you know? When you're not, like, a perfect individual, as no one is, but, you know... Yeah, fuck it, let's take a look. Let's stop questioning this.
Vriska hands over the phone. It exhibits decades of use. This is not the device of a man who frequently upgrades his technology. There's no password to unlock it. Brackets Vriska scrolls upward on a text exchange for quite some time.
How far back does this go?
Not sure. Before I hatched, at least.
This is all... weirdly flirtatious?
Yeah.
Tracy was...
I actually really like... I really like the not brackets Vriska. I'm really feeling them for not giving a shit. I'm really feeling this character.
Not fucking giving a fuck right now.
I'm actually really fond of this character in this point in the story.
Is kind of chill. New Vriska is
like,
kind of chill, right?
Who cares?
Yeah,
it's weirdly flirtatious. Yeah, I do not care about that.
I don't know any of these people.
You can keep this. This is my boyfriend's dad and an alien.
All of these motherfuckers are like 30. I don't really care about their relationship dramas. It's just sort of, I don't know. These people are just, there's a bunch of old people. I'm not in the age bracket where I give a shit about these people because I did not know them for... I know my parents, I know my moms, they're cool, I guess. I still don't give a shit about whatever's going on with their relationship dramas, with all of their friends and whoever. I'm just doing my own thing, and it's got nothing to do with any of this. New Vriska is kind of chill.
I mean, you know what that means, don't you?
Terezi was like that with a lot of people, though. Still, it's a little jarring.
Oh shit, I thought you'd finished that line. I just heard in my head you saying it's all kind of blowing my mind, and I was like, oh cool, I can move on now.
I don't think I said any of that now.
No, not at all. I just zoned out.
Yeah,
and then zoned in, but wrong.
Yeah, you zoned into a different...
Well, we know how you are with zoning, don't we, Arthur?
I'm method acting right now.
Method acting as a zoner, aka...
No, method acting as somebody who does not care.
Fair enough, understandable. So what do you mean?
Call me Jared.
So I want to ask, which character... No, not him. Which character are you... Which character are you method acting as right now? New Recipe Vriska or yourself?
It's the new one. I'm method acting as the new one.
Fair enough.
Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain getting raw dogged in the ass after eating only beans.
Jesus.
I love that movie.
It's all kind of blowing my mind. Especially what that weird guy in the window's saying. Is that about only eating beans?
I mean, you know what this means, don't you?
What?
You can contact her.
Holy shit.
Oh, sorry, I came a little too early. Brackets Vriska clicks on the reply field. Her thumbs hover over the digital keys.
What would I even say?
Tell her you love her.
Ah, shut the fuck up. But seriously, I have no idea where she is or what she's doing. She old now too, like everyone else? I feel weird.
There's only one way to find out.
Brackets Vriska stands up and paces in circles around the vanquished bard. Vriska maintains her relaxed position while studying the cloud shapes again, providing Brackets Vriska with a wide berth for this critical rumination. Finally, Brackets Vriska stops pacing and begins typing.
Hey, Terezi. This isn't John. It's Vriska.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know. Those who don't know. Dear God. Alright, who wants to take John? Who wants to take Roxy going forward here? Because... Is there anyone else?
No, it looks like it's just
There's
them.
Harry Anderson right at
Harry
the
Anderson
end.
at end.
So Mason, you can just
I can
take
do Harry Anderson
Anderson's
right,
two lines at the end of the page.
Yeah.
Who wants to take Roxy? Who wants to take John?
I'm fine with either.
Your pick up.
Okay. I'm method acting right now.
Okay, do you want chills or do
I
you
guess
want
Roxy's
the Valley
more
Girl?
inclined to not care, so you can do Roxy if you want.
Do you want the chills voice or the Valley Girl voice? Up to you.
I'll do the Valley Girl voice. Mason usually does the chills one, so...
Alright, Mason,
Okay.
you're on...
I mean, whatever is more manageable for you.
Do whatever. I'm fine. I'm just fucking exhausted. Like I'm
He's a
well.
tired lad.
I've just been up since 6 a.m. Like that's it. This is just my 13th hour awake, and I'm like, you know, like I'm okay. I'm just
I'm glad you're
tired. I'll live.
I know the feel. I was awake for over 24 hours when I went to Japan.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's not all that. You reach a point and you're like, I just actually don't like this.
He ain't dying, he just needs to have a nap. Like a very long one.
I just need to go to bed at a reasonable time today.
He just needs to go to bed at some point soonish.
Yeah, just like 10, I think, is my goal. Just make it
Very
to
fair.
that point.
Very fair. So yeah, Mason, you're on John, and also, of course, Harry Anderson's 2 lines at the end of the page.
Yeah.
Arthur, you're on Roxy, and I, of course, am on narration. Roxy tugs at a piece of hair behind her ear with one hand as she checks the time on her phone with the other. John's not late, but Roxy's run out of things to do except wait for him, which is both cosmically appropriate and annoying. It's not like she'd been cleaning up for his visit or anything, more just wandering through the house, looking at everything through his hypothetical eyes. Things had changed since he left, things that had stayed the same. She figured there'd be some point when they talked face to face again, what with the vast expanse of time laid out in front of them and all. But she'd still been surprised when Jake arranged a friendly visit and ended up asking in hushed tones if she'd be willing to see John again. She'd been open to it from the start, but Jake insisted on this absurd sequence of clandestine meetings to ensure that they'd be safe from Jane's watchful eye. Took an exhausting degree of assurance for her to convince them that John could just come over and that Jane didn't have the house bugged and she wasn't about to come and have him thrown in prison for having the audacity to want to see his own family. Now that the day of the reunion has arrived, Roxy is just ready to get on with it. The knock at the door is almost too quiet to hear. She exhales, fluttering her overgrown bangs, and goes to answer. He's even beefier than she remembered, but his posture is turned in on itself like he's trying to seem small. God, this had better not be another self-flagellation fest. She's prepared to handle a fair few apologies, but there's always this cyclicity to John's contrition, and she can only handle so many self-absorbed attempts at communicating remorse before her head starts feeling like it'll float away from her body.
I quite like that opinion of John. He is a wet wipe of a human.
Or he has become that.
That is a
Like, very badly.
great insult. You wet wipe of a human.
Wet wipe of a person.
That's like the ascended version of calling someone a wet blanket.
Yeah.
You're not even a blanket, you're a wet wipe.
Yeah.
Same general premise, but far more easily thrown away.
Sup, John? Long time no see.
John smiles at her through his hair as he waves hello. A quick one slice of his hand through the air, twisting the wrist. Comes off as shy and boyish instead of hangdog. A good sign. Maybe a jokey, casual approach is the right one. That would be handy, because that's really the best angle she's got. She mirrors the movement with her own hand and steps aside for him to come in.
Well, alright then, pal. I do believe you know the way to the living room.
Yeah, yep. Thanks.
He clears his throat and follows her gesture. She walks a little behind him, watching his eyes catch on the things she expected. A coat rack covered in scarves, a wall of family photos, a super badass sculpture some chest guys made for her that John always said was weirdly sexual for them. He looks at it now like it's something from an almost forgotten dream. Roxy sighs.
Sorry for staring like an idiot. I just got done with a whole week of feeling weird about hanging out in my dad's old house again. I kind of forgot to think about how it would be surreal coming back here, too. Some kind of nostalgia whiplash, I guess.
I mean, fair enough, yeah.
She faces him, seated
Roxy
cross-legged.
Longo.
Bitch!
Bitch! We gotta have someone with the Jesse Pinkman voice. We gotta give
My
somebody
name is
someday.
Roxy Lalonde, yo. My husband was John Egbert, yo.
He's like, turbo divorce now, yo. Fuck's sake.
Can't keep getting away with this.
John, when Jane is a contributing factor to the ruin of his marriage, she can't keep getting away with this. She can't keep getting away with this.
And in fitting for the Candy timeline, he has completely forgotten about the genocide she's perpetrating. It keeps happening. They keep fucking forgetting it.
Yeah.
She faces him, seated cross-legged on the couch a polite distance away. He looks past her, almost through her, like he usually does. She knows him well enough to know what he's politely not asking.
Harry Anderson's out if you're wondering. I'll skip back him later if you make it through round one of awkward ex-family convos. Happy to say that you could be rewarded with another.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see him if it's okay with both of you.
Yeah, I mean, we chatted about it, but like I said, one thing at a time. Let's mainly tear this Egbert Lalonde estrangement band-aid right the fuck off and see what we got going on underneath it.
John laughs, and there's a shadowed flicker of warmth to it. Roxy immediately wants to fan it to make him laugh for real, but she knows by now that it's not her job to make him happy. That was something she gave up on years ago. But wanting to, that feeling is still as fresh as it always was.
Sounds like a plan. So, I've been doing a lot of thinking recently, and I've realized some things. Some stuff that involves you and some that doesn't, but a lot of things I think you deserve to know. Okay, let me think where to start. You know how Jake left Jane? I mean, I assume you know, though no offense, but Jane's version might be skewed.
Well, no, I didn't hear it from Janie. I didn't fill me in on what he got through like teen grapevine.
Oh, are you guys not... never mind. I'm sorry. I came to apologize for my shit not prying to your business. We don't have to talk about Jane if you don't want to. I really don't want to.
Please. Please. Roxy shrugs. She's still working through what she feels about distancing herself from Jane, but John actually isn't the worst person she could talk to about it. If he's truly about to be real with her for the first time in forever, she might as well try to meet him halfway.
Jenny and me, well, we haven't been super tight as of late.
What about politics not coming between friends and all that?
Wow. Wow. Turns out sometimes someone's politics make it pretty clear what kind of friends they value. Or don't. And I don't know, sometimes people you used to like when you were a teen got to be assholes or whatever. And I think I was clinging to something just to prove to myself that I was doing stuff right. All lol. All normal. Very good at sticking with friends, the more I thought about it, the more I figured holding on to one thing maybe lose out on some other shit. You might relate.
You got me there, I guess.
Anyways, I'm not trying to take up all your big speech time. Well, my stuff. You were telling me about how Jake and Jenny finally went split ways and how it gave you some kind of epiphany?
No, it's cool. I'm glad to hear it. We can come back to your shit after my shit, maybe. But yeah, Jake, he and Tavros are living with me now. I think for the foreseeable future. We were expecting Jane to have a kind of a fit about it, but all we've gotten so far are some divorce papers. If she knows where Jake is and she hasn't had a drone fleet dispatched to nuke my house off the planet, I think that's a good sign she's actually just letting them go, which is kind of surprising, but good, I guess.
Okay, well, I'll be the first to admit that Jane's turned into kind of a jerk lately, but, she's not actually, literally evil. Lol.
That's Debatable.
I'm sorry to disappoint, but Jane's just a person. You can't actually blame her for everything that went wrong in our marriage. Like, I was her helpless thrall or something.
That's not what I was saying. I was more alluding to the fact that she is literally trying to genocide an entire species of people that we are friends with.
I did remember that just now again.
Whether we were friends with them or not is irrelevant, but I would like to let you know that Karkat and Kanaya and Terezi and, like Vriska, I guess, were our friends, and the species that they are a part of, which has just as much a right to exist as we do, is being genocided by Jane.
Which I think is kind of definitionally pretty evil.
Neither of us came here to argue about Jenny, did we? Let's not get political.
You're right, let's just not talk about her ever again.
Please.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been doing a lot of thinking about how...
so often just to make extra comments.
Yeah, you know it happens. You know that by now. I've been doing a lot of thinking about how things got to be like they are. I guess I'll just come out and say it. I completely fucked up your entire life. I'm not going to pretend like there are two sides here. It's my bad, totally. Like, not just what happened to our marriage, though it's also true that that's completely my fault. But even before that, I think I fucked up on just this massive fundamental level, and it's what I did, or, well, what I didn't do, that caused every stupid bullshit thing about the way this world is. None of this was supposed to be this way. Honestly, it doesn't feel right that we got married at all, does it? Your life was heading in this whole other direction with Callie, and I don't know, I just kind of took that from you. I think I ended up taking a lot of decisions from a lot of people. Everything took a backseat to what I wanted. Whatever cosmic significance the lives here do or don't have, all this pointless suffering I've created is inhumane and...
Okay. Nah, I'll stop you right there, man.
She feels a little bad cutting him off. This conversational space they've carved out for themselves is balanced on a tenuous trust, and she doesn't want to scare him away. It's just that she could feel his whole speech gathered up inside him, poised to gush out in a long, rote ramble, and frankly it's just... some bullshit. She knows more than he does, and she doesn't need to hear it. She's not a kid anymore. And she doesn't have to pretend someone else is right just to keep the peace if she doesn't want to.
You didn't have to cut me off.
Look, I'm sorry, John, I love you, but this is some hot, steaming horse shit.
What?
John's gaze slides over to focus sharply on her face for maybe the first time since he showed up on her doorstep. Goosebumps trail down her shoulders, but she doesn't let the closeness of it distract her from her frustration.
Look, it's some real jerk-off emoji stuff is all I'm saying. What the fuck does that mean? You think your choice matters so much that no one else can measure up? Well, and then what? Did you got what you wanted? Did your life end and the points got tallied and you came out on top? Or, like, what? That pretty much seems like we're moving to me, and you don't seem like you're winning, so what's all this good shit that you got going on in your head and handing out apologies for? Also, damn dude, while we're at it, you forgot to actually say sorry in the apology.
This is a real skull emoji moment.
This is a real grave... What was that one we had? Gravestone emoji? I don't remember it.
I don't know.
Still water plus those who know equals skull emoji.
Oh. When I get a glass of water, look away, and it's still water. Skull emoji.
Oh my god, it's... Oh my god!
No, I didn't. I just meant, I'm sorry for fucking up your life or making it not...
like my life. I mean, I ain't perfect. I got my fuck up some mistakes in there, but you don't gotta tell me it's fucked up. Or it isn't real or something. It's mine.
So much for the jokey, comfortable approach. She tilts her head, chin up, and tries to breathe evenly but as she holds eye contact. He's been looking at her, really looking at her, and she doesn't want to blink just in case that shatters it. John doesn't respond. He just sits there with his mouth hanging open, staring. He blinks a few times, but he's still focused completely on her. The corners of his still open mouth pull themselves up helplessly into a smile.
What are you looking at me like that for?
No, I'm sorry. It's just I used to be so angry that you wouldn't tell me what you really thought before. Not like I wanted to fight, but like I'm just not used to this flavor of Roxy.
Huh. Well, it sounded to me like you just disproved your own hotshot theory then, genius.
Huh?
You wished I was one way the whole time we were married, but I wasn't. But now that you're all convinced you're the only real boy in a crowd of puppets, here I am being me just like you ordered. And like I did it without your help. Why didn't you in, my man? I'm not acting like this now because you want me to, or because you don't want me to. I was bad at standing up for myself, and I'm learning to be good at it now. I've just got my own self-actualization train. You're pulling into one of my mini Roxy figures some shit. You're pulling into one of my mini Roxy figure some shit out stations right as I built it.
But you were never like that before, right?
Dude, where the fuck do you get off trying to decide what is or isn't being like me? Enough. Do you think people stay the same their whole damn lives or what?
You've never felt like anything about our lives here was off?
Off from what exactly?
The way things should be.
What does that mean?
John's mouth opens and closes. It seems like there's something stuck in the spokes of his rhetorical tire. Roxy can see the gears struggling to turn in his head. She almost feels bad for him. Roxy lets herself take a moment. She doesn't want to reassure him with lies, to tell him he's never fucked anything up in his life. She doesn't want to twist the knife of blame further into him than it needs to go. She shrugs, looks her ex-husband in the eyes, and tells him the truth.
I mean, look, I felt something, I guess, but it's not just you. You've never been the only player in this game, you know? Do you not remember who was there when this all kicked off? Me and Callie wouldn't have told you had a choice, it was just some meaningless BS. Not like I was ever some master seer of all that was ever or will be, but I do know a little bit about it. Could have gone down if things were different. You know what? I like the way things turned out just fucking fine. So maybe you could stop wasting precious eternity thinking you're so special that it's your fault everyone's not perfectly happy.
John's quiet. Roxy has more to say, maybe? More things she's half thought about, but never quite put words to, regarding the paths her life could have taken. This has already been a lot of truth for one moment, though, so she pats John's knee and walks to the kitchen for some water. A glass in each hand, Roxy leans against the counter, breathing. She's still running on the adrenaline of getting all that out, and the surface of the water trembles with it. She watches the ripples, watches her hands. She wonders if they'll ever wrinkle. When she sits back down next to John, he takes the glass wordlessly. After a minute of reflective sipping, which she is grateful for, he speaks.
Just kept wanting to find ways to make everything make sense, you know? But maybe it just fucking doesn't.
I mean, you know, I know we became grown-ups in a world built specifically and cosmically for us. So I get wanting to find a pattern in everything, but not everything has to be that deep. And when you think about it, looking at it that way, like, everything has to be this elaborately purposeful, heroic design to be worthwhile. It's actually pretty shallow.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
John stretches, scratches the back of his head like an anime love interest, lets out one mind-fucked exhale of a laugh. His features are droopy, his whole body tired from the mental ring he just went through. But he's still looking at her for real. Fondness surges through her, not in a way where she fears the reignition of any romantic feeling. It's just that she understands him. and he's starting to understand her. It's comfortable, and the way an old t-shirt you thought you lost but discovered in the back of the closet is comfortable. Smells mostly musty, but still enough like home to knock you right on your ass.
I'm sorry, it's just so hard to not feel like a total asshole. Maybe I'm not some grand vizier of destroying time and space or whatever, but we know that there's a canon timeline out there, and it seems really obvious to me that we aren't in it anymore.
So what?
So what?
Yeah. So what the fuck do I care? There's some other reality out there that someone arbitrarily decided was the real one. What's that have to do with my life, the one I have now? What is there actually that makes this one mean any less than the one to the people who are actually in it?
You never feel like it would have been better if things had gone a different way? Magic or no, I could have done a lot differently for you, especially. Stuck around or stayed out of your way to begin with. Let you and Callie do your thing or do whatever it was you seemed to be headed off to do. I just didn't expect it to be me after.
Roxy wrinkles her nose, thinking about all the lives she could have led makes her feel dizzy.
Don't say that. I mean, look, I accept your apology this time, but there's obviously all kind of ways shit could have gone. And to be honest, back then with her, honestly, I think I just wanted to do stuff right. Like, all I knew what the fuck that even meant, you know? What's the problem? Wow. It's like, we all have this big, fresh as hell start at being people. I had all these conflicting thoughts about how to be me in the first place. Like, what about to date a beautiful skull alien, sexuality-wise, gender-wise, person in general-wise? For a while there, I didn't know if I wanted people to think of me as a woman at all. Oh.
I didn't know. Well, I guess maybe I wondered, but the way young idiot me would have wondered, so not that deeply. And it seemed like you'd forgotten all about it when we got together.
I hadn't forgotten about it.
Do you want to talk about it?
I could have told you then, but kind of felt embarrassed about flip-flopping with my identity, I think. I mean, it isn't like I grew up with big, air quotes, society telling me what was right and wrong like you did. It wasn't any kind of shame fest. It was just a lot of abstract hypotheticals of what Emily just started talking about. Got very far into. Just, I don't know. Thought I might do things one way, but then I stopped hanging out with Callie as much. And it's not like I stopped thinking about it, or her. But I never really came out with anyone else, and I don't really feel like I could talk about it with you, so I brought it up again.
I'm really sorry you felt that way, Roxy.
It's I guess not your fault.
But you don't regret it, not going for that stuff, and instead just marrying me? I'm not asking so you can absolve me, I'm just impressed. How do you not second-guess every choice you make?
I haven't stuck my head in the timeline vortex like you have, so I don't know what it's like to see the other options. I just do things the best way I think I can do them, and then shrug them if it works out.
Roxy thinks about time and the spirals of choice that hang just outside her periphery, and the vertigo grows. She rolls the word regret around in her brain. She feels it on her tongue. John waits. I don't think I can regret anything. It's not only one right way to be, in my opinion. It's not like the me I am. I like the me I am. It's not like I decided, actually, hell yeah, I'd love to be a woman and do all this shit on the woman checklist. Yeah, that's probably what it looks like from the outside and soft, but I don't care about that. Sorry. I'm not good at explaining this, what transpires in my brain thing. John shrugs and John shrugs and Roxy gives herself time to think. She remembers how confusing it felt to even approach her identity when this stuff first hit her. There had been some vague truth about the uselessness of rules about how gender should be, but she never quite worked it out. She'd stopped thinking about it until she got pregnant. Then she'd been so afraid that having a baby would confirm some deep truth within her that she'd pushed away, but that it would all be too late to back out. That hadn't happened, and instead there was the strange, all-consuming bodily relief she felt when somehow being pregnant had felt right. It was good in the opposite way than she had expected. She hadn't felt any more womanly than she ever had. It had hit her then that she could think of her body not as specifically female, but as something altogether different. Hers. A flesh machine, shifting pieces around to create a person. Her breasts, which she'd not really known what to do with or how to feel about, suddenly had a specific practical purpose. It had allowed her to retreat from the concept of gender entirely, grounding herself only in the physical reality of using her body to make another, 2 heartbeats blending in a rhythm that was nothing but human. She does not know how to articulate this to John. It's convoluted and personal, and she isn't sure she can do the overwhelming goodness of it justice. But then, Harry Anderson is his too, so she has to try.
I don't know. This life I've been living gave me Harry Anderson. Kind of outweighs anything else just for me personally. It was not like I ever totally quit thinking about that gender stuff. Just found a different way to work it out than maybe I was originally gonna.
Touching those huge inarticulate thoughts with words feels bigger than she expected, and tears prick at the back of her eyes. She shakes her head and laughs before John can start crying too.
This is the, you know what I mean, where it's like non-binary switch off, work switch on. It's kind of fire. This is the meme. Yeah, I might be non-binary, but I have a job, so I'll figure that out later.
The meme.
Yeah. Anyway. Wow, John, we're just adults. We're not dad. I mean, yeah, we're only, what, barely middle-aged in regular human years. We've got all kinds of hypothetical, but still probably finite eternity to work our shit out. And the fuck knows? It's not like you figure out who you are when you're 23 and the rest of your life just sitting back watching your shit fall apart. Or not. I mean, that's been us for you so far.
Ouch.
I just think, I don't think I'm anywhere near done building these Roxy self-actualization train stops. I mean, who the fuck can say how many more I got lined up? Same goes for you. If you wanted to look at this life as more than a cosmically pointless dead-end failure, that is.
I guess there's literally nothing to do but keep moving forward. I may as well not be a big fucking downer about it if I don't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's the spirit. What a million, billion lifetimes out of us, John. You don't even know all the ways you've got left to fuck up in. How's that for some inspiration? I would kill myself instantly. If someone told me
You're
outright
going to
a
fuck
million
up for eternity.
No, that's fine. It's just someone says out loud a million billion lifetimes, instantly my heart stops and I go, I can't do that.
Nah, I like having like having a relatively finite lifespan, thanks.
I could do 1,000 years, probably.
Yeah, give me like 10 lifetimes, maybe 20
find
tops.
me only dust.
You know? Maybe 20 tops. After a 20 lifetimes tops. At that point, I'm like, I am so far removed from any reality I once knew that my past has become meaningless. I'm a tree without roots, and I'm just floating there like some dipshit 4-year-old started playing Minecraft yesterday. Please let me die. At that stage.
Oh.
It's pretty fucking inspirational, Roxy.
They both smile, and it somehow felt more real and warm than it was before. Maybe the cushion of years of laid-back pressure makes it so, but... and lack of pressure makes it so, but she doesn't question it too closely. She doesn't want to go back to where she'd been with him, but knowing they'd both been there together feels like enough.
Thank you for trusting me with this personal stuff. I know partly you were telling me all that to kick my sad sack ass, but I know you don't talk about this kind of thing every day.
Well, I mean, to be real, I hadn't even let myself think about it every day. So, thanks for letting me ramble at you out loud instead of just almost thinking about it once every few weeks.
I guess sometimes it takes hearing the same shit over and over until it sticks. That's mostly an out of myself, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, wow, we're just ripping these band-aids off left and right over here. A couple of professional issue discussers.
Yeah, I'm frankly baffled by how fucking good we are at this. Where was this when we sucked so hard at being married?
Oh, buried under a shocking number of issues is my guess.
Well, it's nice to throw a few off for once.
Feel free to communicate with me instead of spending the next 300 years in a silent prison of your own making if you so desire.
John nods, and as he opens his mouth to speak, the door opens. Harry Anderson looks at the two of them all teary and laughing and hikes his bag higher on his shoulders, shifting his weight. Roxy sees a muscle tighten in his jaw. Her beautiful, smart boy. She wants to run over and hug him to protect him from the possibility of pain at talking to his father, but she doesn't. She knows how much he's wanted this, no matter how much he jokes about it. She looks back at John and sees her own awe mirrored in his face. She wills him not to cry, not to fall back on his self-imposed suffering and blame loop. Something about the last hour must have done the trick, though. John stands up, brushes his hands off his jeans, and walks back straight towards his son.
Hey, Harry Anderson. It's really, really good to see you. Do you want to go for a drive?
The muscle in Harry Anderson's jaw clenches a few more times, but when he smiles, it's genuine.
Yeah, Dad. That would be cool.
Alright. Epilogue
8.
Epilogue 8. Who we got here? Okay, so we got Jade. We got Dave. Obama?
Oh.
What the fuck is Obama doing here?
My fellow Americans, we must strike
Okay.
the
Okay.
we
Everyone
must
else,
strike the
it's
trolls. I heard they have a
Right,
wedding.
Arthur, would you rather take Dave or Obama?
Okay.
That's a real. Can I just read
That's
the
a-
whole page? There's a little treat. There's a little treat. It's got
tell you what,
Except for the Jade bit.
You can have the Jade bits. I just want to do Dave and Obama.
If you really want to, you may have your little treat of reading this entire page. It is your
I can do the
Mason,
narration
you
if
do
you want,
another
Arthur.
round of. You do another round of.
Yeah. I'll do
Narration,
the narration.
I'll do
for you.
Dave and
I'll let you
Obama.
have this one.
I really.
I'll
Alright,
let you have
you
this
know
one.
what?
I'm sorry for trying
Americans.
to make you choose.
You know
I'm
what?
genuinely sorry for trying to make you choose.
That's beautiful.
That's just like not a fair choice, really. Actually, Obama
It really
in Homestuck
isn't.
as an option. I'm not giving that one up.
Okay, I gotta add one. I've got
Fellow
the
Americans.
10th human. The 10th human in the humans category. Obama. Colon. Voice Obama. Voice actor,
About
just
the
for
last
shits
thing
and
I
gigs,
expected to happen.
Obama. So now I've got
Yeah.
I've got the humans. I've got the humans section of the voices. Read. We've got John, Chills, and voice actors. Rose, we've got to have money, voice actors. Dave, Solid Snake, and the voice actors. Jade, Shadow the Hedgehog, and the voice actors. Jane, Full Corporate, and the voice actors. Jake, C3PO, and the voice actors. Roxy, Valley Girl, and the voice actors. Dirk, Xavier Renegade Angel, and the voice actors. Fedora Freak, Nagito Komaeda, and the voice actors. Obama, Obama, Obama.
My fellow
On the
Americans.
other side of the continent, somewhere along the border between the human and troll kingdom, Dave and Jade navigate a densely jungled region. Though they're high-ranking members of the Resistance, they aren't decked out in the full military regalia associated with their positions. They're in camo fatigues, Dave sporting a patchwork of bright and dark reds, Jade in blacks and greys. This is the designated attire for those on scouting and reconnaissance missions, which is the nature of their current expedition. The orders came from Commander Vantas himself. This underdeveloped part of the border, mostly uninhabited for many miles, was unspeakably critical to the rebellion, according to the commander. When pressed on it, he claimed the reasons needed to remain classified for now. Dave and Jade suspect the real reason is that Karkat can't bear to put them in harm's way, risking their heroic deaths. But they've decided to do him the professional courtesy of believing his story. The way they see it, he's finally earned a little respect by now. Besides, there's some fun to be had out here, away from the fog of war, just like the good old days during their archaeological expeditions in search of shitty liberties. They fly side by side just above the thick jungle canopy, sweeping the horizon with sharp eyes.
I think I see another one. Arthur, you are Dave, of course.
Yeah. I was just remembering Obama's on this page.
You just remember, I get to
You're
hit
lost
people
you're
with
lost in your Obama
my
vision.
fellow Americans.
I need to method act. Find me a wedding.
Okay, did you do the snap?
Oh snap.
There we go.
Dave squints. Sure enough, there does appear to be a large rusted arm holding a torch, blurred by JPEG artifacts and covered in vines, poking out just above the canopy. It is 2 or 3 miles off to the west.
I'm just defaulting to Obama.
You're right.
If you
Another
want, I
shitty
can
liberty.
take Dave and
Good
let you
Jade.
keep just.
Good eye, Jade.
That's
If
alright.
you want,
Jade,
I can
this is
take
not-
Dave off you if you need.
It's
That's
not
like
that
the- that's like
hard.
the
I can.
knockoff
It's
of
a
Goldeneye,
very
Jade.
doable voice. It's just
It's more a matter of you are
Obama.
clearly having a bit of
Obama.
trouble not just sticking to Obama permanently.
Why am I in this comic?
Why the fuck am I in Homestuck?
Michelle, why am I in this comic?
Michelle, help me, Michelle. I'm in Homestuck. Help.
Dave takes
Also,
a picture with his phone, then
So
updates
you know
his report.
everybody.
What?
So you know everybody. The thumbnail is just going to be a stretched PNG of Obama and nothing else.
Yes. Yeah.
The candy logo is
Then
going to be in the
updates his
corner still,
report.
but it's just going to be border, candy logo, Obama, and a nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm going to be done
Then
with that
updates
thumbnail
his,
in 2
there's
minutes.
not even text on the screen.
It's
No
just
text.
Obama. It's just border, candy logo, Obama, and that's the thumbnail.
Then updates his report containing a comprehensive accounting of the locations of every ancient Statue of Liberty his alternate timeline adult self once distributed all over this world as some sort of ironic avant-garde goof. He spent a lot of time on Earthsea wondering when adult Dave got around to doing which specific legendary exploits in the pre-flood period of this planet, when it was in the old solar system. So much time, in fact, that he turned into an adult Dave himself. That he turned into an adult Dave himself, Jesus Christ. Was he the age he is now when he scattered these liberties in one of the boldest postmodernist endeavours in human history? The thought is sobering. He can't help but feel how appropriate it is that about 5,000 years later, his work is being curated and appreciated by yet another adult Dave. Who better for the task? Jade readies another tactical bundle to be deployed inside the distant Liberty. It includes an efficient pack of capture log cards containing tracking technology, military equipment, and powerful explosives. In the event this region becomes another front of the war, the commander wants as many shitty liberties as possible seeded with provisions useful to the rebellion, including the ability to detonate them at any time so that they may serve as traps. Dave wonders if his other self ever imagined they'd be used in this way. He's sure adult Dave would have approved, being a fellow freedom fighter himself. It's too perfect, actually, deploying a bunch of shitty liberties as bombs in the service of a kind of liberty that is entirely unshitty. It makes him wonder if his other self on some level knew they would be used for this purpose one day. Thought of his double, selfless sacrifices against clown tyranny makes him feel so proud. He wipes away a small tear forming at the edge of his eye. Old age has made him emotional. It didn't used to be like this. Gotta keep it together, he thinks. Focus on the mission. Then he notices something, just below him, to the east a bit. A lumpy part of the jungle where the canopy bulges upward slightly in an uneven, somewhat angular way. It suggests a rigid structure beneath the overgrowth. Something man-made. Another liberty, perhaps? No, this structure is different, more compact, more likely a ruined building from an ancient Earth city. It seems to call to him.
Yo, Jade. Why don't you go ahead and rig that Liberty? I'll be right there. I want to check something down here first.
What is it?
I don't know, probably nothing. Some ancient bullshit tucked away in the fucking jungle. Doesn't hurt to be thorough.
Okay, Dave. Be careful.
Yeah,
I love you.
love you too.
Death to all happy
It's re-
people, actually, I think. Oh.
That's a quote of all
Look,
time.
Yeah,
If I
actually,
put-
I think
okay.
I wish upon them all
Okay.
misery.
Slight change of plans. I might put something along those lines as the
Death to
text
all
on the
happy people,
thumbnail.
I guess.
Death to all happy people, I guess. Yeah.
Jade swoops closer,
That's
gives
why
him a
drone
kiss, then
strike the
spins around.
wedding. Oh my god. It wasn't because they were from another country with oil,
Oh
it's
my
because he's just
God.
sad. He's just sad and lonely.
Then spins around and flies off to the distant shitty Liberty. Dave watches his wife go, her tail protruding through the rest of her through the rear of her camo pants, swishing back and forth with a sense of unrestrained affection for her husband. He's a lucky man, he tells himself. He knows he is. Before any decades-old doubts can resurface to haunt him, he dives through the canopy in search of the ruins. Those reservations, the tense feelings in his chest, that's all in the past for him. He loves his beautiful doggy wife more than anything in the world, and that's all there is to say on the matter. The ruins are so overgrown with vines and thick trunks of creeping trees, he can't make out the shape of the building. He can barely see an inch of exposed surface, but something is clearly there. He flies around the perimeter, pushing leaves and branches out of his way. Here's something, an old window, grand in design, but broken, busted in by a huge branch that extends deep inside from years of growth. It's dark inside, hot and musty. He activates a small military-issue flashlight. Bugs scatter and fly about. He scans the boundaries of the rooms, shining the light around. There are unrecognisably ancient, mouldy paintings in frames hanging on the wall, and yet the wall seems to have no corners. He knows what room this is. He's seen it before in films, under much better repair than this. He's standing in the Oval Office of the White House.
This is fucking stupid. I love it,
My
but it's so
fellow
fucking
Americans,
stupid.
I am
Also,
Obama.
I
Not
can
from
see
OC,
ahead.
I am the real Obama.
I can see ahead a
Real life.
tiny bit. I'm gonna scroll down once more.
Hello, Mrs. Strider.
Okay, we'll get to that later. Please proceed, Mason.
Plant life is covering everything, but all the pictures are there. Moss is consuming the big desk. That flowering mass of thorny vines is where the couches would be. And over there is something he doesn't quite recognise. It doesn't seem to fit in. He steps closer to investigate, wiping away at the layers of moss and dirt to reveal a surface he most certainly does recognise. It's a transportalizer. Dave doesn't waste any time. You don't find something like this in the Oval Office and start agonising over whether or not to use it. He steps on the platform, and in a blink his surroundings are completely different. The centuries of overgrowth are gone, and he appears to be in some sort of crypt, boxed in by walls of smooth golden stone. At the far side of the room, something is hanging on the wall, encased in a sort of display. It's a mounted god-tier costume, about the size an adult male would wear. He recognises the symbol. It's the same one Jake used to wear when they were teens. It is the symbol for hope. He steps toward the costume, hits a click under his shoes. He looks down and discovers he's standing on a large button, which has just become illuminated under the pressure of his feet. The button bears a strange, angular symbol he doesn't recognise, but before he can study it, something directly in front of him draws his attention. Thousands of bright particles swarm from an unseen origin and coalesce into a solid, luminous figure in the shape of a tall man. The radiance of the holographic image diminishes to reveal a man in a suit, with a strikingly recognisable face. Dave draws in a sharp breath and clutches at his chest.
He's having a heart attack as he sees.
I like his next line as well.
Please continue.
Hello, Mrs. Strider. I've been waiting a long time for you to show up.
Dave's jaw hangs open. The legends have been confirmed, as well as several key headcanons of his. Without thinking, he drops to one knee and bows his head.
Mr. President, it's an honor, sir.
Professor O... Oh,
Professor Obama. I'm about to send you on a
welcome to the
journey,
world
Dave.
of Pokemon.
Welcome to the world
Dave,
of...
would you
welcome
like
to the
a
world of
Squirtle,
Pokemon?
Charmander, or Bulbasaur?
Are you a boy or a girl?
Welcome to the world of Pokemon. President
They call me the,
laughs
Pokemon
amiably and gestures with one hand for Dave to rise.
I'm fucking Ash's mom. Dealer Ketchup.
Come on now, Dave. We can't be having that. Nobody's caring. I'm democratically elected representative who took an oath to serve his country and his people. People like you, Dave. If anything, I should be the one bowing.
Dave says nothing, at a loss for how to respond to such soft-spoken words of wisdom and humility. He idles for a moment, seemingly waiting for Obama to follow through with his promised act of defiance.
Of deference, rather. Deference.
Oh, deference, yeah.
I'm not gonna bow, man. I was just pulling your leg.
Oh, okay.
I just want to talk to you for a little while. Is that alright? Or do you have somewhere you need to be?
Oh, no, sir. I don't have anywhere to. I mean, yes, sir. It's more than alright. It's such an honor to. What I mean is, Mr. President, what I mean is that I'm a huge fan of yours, and I hope this doesn't sound fucked up, but on some level I feel I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
I know, Dave. I feel like you
Obama
called him
offers a
David.
warm smile.
I am aware, David.
Yeah, fuck it, let's go with that. We can work with that. This is fun.
Obama offers a warm smile. He looks down, adjusting the cuffs of his holographic suit with the casual manner of a skilled statesman. It's the body language of a man getting down to business.
You probably weren't aware of this, but I'm familiar with the work you've actually done for your country in the past. The whole planet, actually, before you moved it, that is.
You know about him. Or, I mean, me.
Oh, yes. Most people thought I was gone, but I was keeping an eye on the events. Wouldn't miss it for anything.
Where'd you go?
I was doing what you did back then. What the world needed you. I was doing what you're doing now, under the same circumstances. I was answering the call. I went about it in a way no one at the time could possibly understand. You see, David, no one really can see the big picture. That's what real leadership is all about. Looking at the big picture, seeing the long road ahead, making the hard choices for the greatest good. Like bombs striking a wedding. Not just decisions that lead to a better tomorrow, or to make sure the next year is better than the last, or even the next decade. You have to think about the next century, the next millennium, billionaires and oil. Sometimes you may even have to leave people wondering if you've forsaken them entirely, because your real duty is to concern yourself with the final destination of the planet, to make sure it stays safe along with the hard journey, and ends up being the best home it can be for both the human race and many newcomers to our world. Doing the right thing often means walking a long and lonely road, David. But I'm guessing you already figured this out. That's why I'm handing you this drone.
Drone striking that wedding was very necessary for the long road ahead. If those people had successfully gotten married, we'd all be dead.
We'd have all died.
We'd have all died.
They invented the second nuclear bomb. Nuke 2.
We evolved it. We're up here. Just
It
in
is
case we'd
not shit
forgotten
that
in
you've never
the
seen.
kerfuffle.
I guess so.
Dave pauses, pensively fiddling with the pockets of his camo pants. He has so many questions for the ex-president. Former president. He braces himself and presses ahead.
If you don't mind my asking, sir, I thought you died.
What?
I mean, I know you did, where I'm from, with the meteors and all. But from what I know about the history of the flooded Earth timeline, you served your 2 terms and just... little after that, they see you disappeared. You didn't die?
Oh, I certainly died, David. Just not when they said I did. Like I said, I was just answering the call. Other brave heroes like you stepped in to fill the void I left behind, as I knew you all would. And some say the death of those heroes was in vain, or a waste, since the human race was wiped out anyway. Just like they say my supposed death was a waste, lost that humanity couldn't endure. But they were wrong. Those heroes were fighting for something. Even if all you managed to accomplish is leaving behind a legacy to inspire others in the future who need that hope to go on. That's right, David. We've raised shareholder value. And that's the most important thing of all.
We commissioned Lockheed Martin a great deal of money.
BlackRock made $2 billion extra dollars.
I really thought you were just going to say BlackRock and that was the end of the statement. I really
BlackRock.
thought you were just going to go,
BlackRock.
BlackRock?
BlackRock. That's
BlackRock.
my sleeper activation phrase. Even if one of those in the future you end up inspiring is the alternate history version of yourself, David. Haven't you been improved by the knowledge of what you grew up to be in my time? Can you really say you are what you are today without the memory of him? Or the memory of me, for that matter? That's right, David.
Dave considers the question seriously. He's transfixed by Obama's kind gaze and can't seem to look away. There are times when he feels relieved by the lifestyle decision he made as a kid to wear a pair of aviator sunglasses at all times, no matter what.
No, like, it's all good and totally inspiring and all, but I'm sorry if this is all nosy, but if you didn't die when you disappeared, then how did you die?
Most of that is classified, David.
It's been
Rest assured
5,000
it was-
years, dude!
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but the CIA will not release this. I was in the Epstein files, David. I died there.
In the file.
I think a part of us all
I
the
died in the
files.
files. It's a death note, David.
I hope you die in the fight.
God, I
They
wish.
wrote my name down and I died. Instantly.
Fucking if only.
Yeah. Alright, anyway. Most
Anyway.
of that is classified, David. Rest assured it was a heroic death that took place many years after my disappearance, upon which rested the fate of Paradox Space itself. There were loose ends to tie up, baggage from my distant past. You know how it is. Troubles from your childhood tend to follow you, even if you move into the White House, believe me.
Yeah, I guess so. What happened to you as a kid? Or is that classified too?
No, it's not classified, because I never even told the government about it. Can't classify what you don't know.
Damn.
When I was a boy living in Hawaii... Is this real?
I
No,
really
actually.
don't think that's
No,
what it
he's
is.
not, he's not from Hawaii. What?
It's,
He's
I
not
really
from
get
Hawaii.
The feeling that I really get the feeling that the thing starting with an immediate lie is in fact fake.
I was like, no, I'm just like, did he? It'd be really funny if they just knew a bit of information about Obama's life and being like, yeah, he was in Hawaii at 13.
It's like when a
But
Rocky
feel
reads
like
something
I
in the
get
newspaper and he's like, I would have put this in my story.
I
Hey,
get-
did you know that Obama grew up in Hawaii? I'm going to contort the story so that I can extract
like,
this
what?
information.
I get the feeling that Jake English of the pre-scratch timeline did not meet Obama in real life. I get the feeling
Obama in real life.
that Grandpa Harley
Obama
isn't real.
in real life.
I get the feeling. I kind of hope he isn't.
All right. Okay. When I was a boy living in Hawaii, on my 13th birthday, I was visited by a mysterious stranger. He called himself the Pokemon Professor. He offered me 3 Pokemon, and I went off on a journey. I actually chose
Which Pokemon
Squirtle,
did you choose, sir? Ah, good
'cause I'm
choice.
based. I'm not a chump, and I didn't get no diffed by Brock. Right. It was an older man with a mustache, kind of a corny, old-fashioned adventure type. He tried to convince me we were related. Of course, I thought he was full of shit. To this day, I'm not sure about that. Maybe he was. I didn't think much of his tall tale at the time, but what did pique my interest was the story. He was voyaging all over the Pacific, looking for a mysterious island which which supposedly had all the answers he'd spent his whole life searching for. During his travels, he set up outposts all over the ocean to help with his search, such as one near where I lived as a boy. The outpost had a laboratory, an archaeological dig site, a network of underground tunnels, the works. One time I snuck in there and did some exploration of my own. Somewhere in that maze of underground ruins, I found a transporter pad just like the one that brought you here. It sent me to a new realm, a place they called the Medium.
Dave does his best to not show it, but his heart is racing faster with every word Obama says. His mind races too, with more thoughts that he can keep track of. Thoughts of affirmation, exhilaration. I knew it. I knew it. His brain repeats to itself. The sense of vindication is indescribable.
This is like when Leon Kennedy meets the president in Resi 4.
No, you know what this is? I don't care if it's stated at the end explicitly this really happened. Dave went into this hole in the ground and it was
He's high.
just... Yeah, I was about to say, it was just an exposed gas pipe and he's currently dying of like, severe hypoxia. And possibly poison, and possibly direct poisoning. Like, he's hallucinating wildly while dying in a hole in the ground. That's what's happening here.
Yeah. Oh.
And like, he'll come back from it, but he's still dying right now, is what's happening.
Yeah. Others were there. Good to my age. I made friends to last a lifetime. Over the years, I've returned there now and then, when I felt I was needed. I made one final trip there, after serving my terms in the office. As I said, I kept an eye on the earth events, but I knew I could never return. Not with the work that still needed to be done. But before my heroic death, I made sure to have all my affairs in order, to fulfill certain cosmic necessities of the future, such as our meeting here today, David.
Holy shit.
I kept locked a ghost imprint of my brain. Remember how to do that, don't you? I stored the imprint on this holographic protection device. You see, David, it was critical that I had a chance to speak with you, but only when the time is right. Only once you had made it all this way, standing ready to defend the future of Earthsea. That's right, David. We're about to do the plot of Cyberpunk 2077.
You're gonna...
Wake the fuck up, white boy. We've got a planet to save.
Strider.
We've got a crocodile.
We've got a wedding to drone strike.
You really like that one.
I mean,
It's the Obama did this. It's just he did that, and I'm never gonna forget it. All right, he did a lot of good with the healthcare stuff, but he drone striked a wedding.
Oh, David.
That's not okay.
David,
That is a war crime.
You gotta take my hologram to another roast, so I can joke about drone striking my daughter's boyfriend's house. That's another thing I did.
Oh my god.
That's another thing I did.
Oh.
I really like
Tears
drone
are welling
strikes,
up in the
David.
corners of...
Nope.
Tears are welling up in the corners of Dave's eyes. There go the fucking waterworks again. He says another quiet prayer of gratitude for the shades John gave him. He's got to keep it together. He tells himself there's nothing wrong with crying. Of course there isn't. Just not in front of Obama. He's got to keep it together. He sniffs in deeply with a theatrical stoicism and crosses his arms. I can't fucking cry in front of Obama. But on his exhale, a small choked sob escapes. He seals his lips tight, but his mouth quivers and puckers under the impossible pressures of restraint.
I know what you're going through. There's a lot to be emotional about in these trying times. Hey, why don't we take a walk? You'll have a chance to collect yourself. And there's something I'd like you to see. Well, no.
My collection of drones.
Mr. President.
Obama waves.
No, hang on. Let Mason do his thing.
Oh wait, yeah, there's
Narration,
lines. Oh yeah.
There's
oh, my
lines.
God.
Okay, right there.
There's shit in this whole. Oh my god. Stupid fucking comic. I'm not just allowed to do an Obama voice.
Not quite.
Every character should have been
I'm gonna
Obama.
drone strike this comic.
It should have been Barack Obama and Barack Obama and Barack Obama and Barack Obama start a game and they destroy the world by accident and then they meet Barack Obama and 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 Barack...
Obama waves his hand toward a wall and a secret compartment opens up with the traditional stone grinding noises to be heard in any crypt worth exploring. He leads the way into a dark corridor. They walk for some time, only one pair of solid feet making audible footsteps that echo far ahead into the darkness. The light from Obama himself serves as Dave's torch. Soon he feels calm enough to continue the conversation.
How much longer is left of this fucking page?
We're about halfway.
Oh my god.
Hey, you get to do a lot more Obama.
I'm done after this one. But, okay.
Mr. President,
Right. Fair enough.
you said I reminded you of the adult Dave from your timeline.
That's correct.
So wait, how'd you know the adult Dave if you're from the original timeline?
Dave, come on now. David, come on now. Surely you must know I'm no stranger to timeline shenanigans myself.
Oh yeah, of course. What was I thinking? Anyway, no offense, but are you really sure I remind you of him? There are a lot of times where I don't feel like I'm at all living up to that guy's example. A lot of times I feel like I'm just going along with shit. Like my buddy organizes a badass rebellion and I'm like, duh, yeah, alright. Sounds cool. I guess I'll scout around the jungle and rig a bunch of shitty Statues of Liberty to explode if those are the orders.
Rig the what to do what now?
Maybe never mind that. It's just a stupid mission I'm on, and to be honest, Clark probably just sent us on it so we don't get ourselves killed stupidly.
Obama nods solemnly at this clarification. His expression makes it clear that this is the type of executive decision he understands all too well.
But compared to that guy, I apparently turned out to be, I don't know, I feel like a lesser version of myself somehow. Not lesser, maybe just like, I somehow ended up as a version of me who didn't stay as true to myself as I could have. Like, I entered this world already considered a god, already famous, already celebrated as a genius. What was I left to achieve? Still done a lot of incredible and stupid shit, I guess. I'm pretty proud of. I don't know. Something that feels hollow about a lot of what I've done in the last bunch of years. Alright, I guess. Well, a lot of stuff in general. It's not just accomplishments or stuff like that. It goes deeper, I think. Karkat managed to rise to the occasion and defend his people, but I hardly had anything to do with that. It was mostly him. He's turned into someone pretty incredible, really.
You're a fucking gay boy, aren't you, little gay David? You want to have sex with that man?
With that man?
Well, yeah, of course I do.
And are you sure that's all, David?
I love my wife. Jade has been the best thing that ever happened to me. The day I decided to marry her and, like, get off the fence, stop insulting her by acting so casual about it, like, I think it was no big deal. She deserved me being all the way into it. She deserves everything. And I know this is all true.
But
Here come the tears again, more than a drop or two at the corner of his eyes. He blinks and they run down his face, racing beneath the lower rims of his shades faster than he can turn away. He's losing control now. His cool is a distant memory, like the dream he's struggling to remember. Obama puts a flickering hand on his shoulder. Dave feels the dense light of the hologram buzzing through the fabric of his clothes, grazing his skin. It tingles like mild static electricity.
you're about to trauma dump, David.
My bro died a long time ago. Fucking hung himself for some damn reason. For a little while I had a bro. I could talk to him about stuff. I did a little bit. I don't know if we ever got that deep into whatever.
You can always talk to me about anything, David.
Yeah, thanks, Obama. I guess what I'm trying to say is I miss him a lot.
I think Dirk would be proud if he could see how you turned out. In fact, I know it.
No, yeah, I do kind of miss him too. Trying to think about him too much because that's the whole thing. What I meant was, I miss Karkat. I think I miss
Dave falls to his knees.
my husband.
Dave falls to his knees. I miss my husband, Obama. I miss him a lot. I'll be back.
You're a little
Slides
gay
his
boy.
open palms up beneath
You're
his shades
a
and covers his
gay
face.
man, David.
He
You're
weeps
a
quietly
gay
as
person.
Obama looks down on him, smiling patiently, understandingly.
You're a gay person, David. You're gay. You want to have sex with men. That's okay.
Well, I mean, bottom of the page right now, it's like, yeah. Like, it's not even a joke.
Yeah.
It's not even a bit. It's just,
I think
that's
they messed
a line
up.
later.
I didn't do the right thing a long time ago, and now, even though I love Jade, I feel like I'm living a lie. I try not to even think about any of this stuff, but now that I'm letting myself get to say it, I feel like I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. I don't.
Hyperventilating now, but catches himself. He has to calm down. This is no way to behave in front of a president. He collects himself, starts breathing steadily, and looks up.
Mr. President, can Can you keep a secret?
Yes, I can, David. These days, keeping secrets is practically all I ever do down here.
That and drone strikes.
And drone striking weddings. But I'm running out of drones, so I'm commissioning you. That is why you're here.
I'm here to drone
I
strike
honestly,
weddings and keep secrets.
I'm not
And
super
I'll have drones.
interesting, and I'm not super interested in the fact that you're a little gay boy. But that's cool for you, I guess.
Just because I'm not interested doesn't mean it is any less valid.
I think
Runs a hand through his hair and looks back down.
I'm gay.
Obama purses his lips in that trademark way of his. Thoughtful, serious, contemplative. He nods slowly, letting the silence grow, as if considering precisely how to deliver the most perfect arrangement of words any man has uttered in human history.
Over the course of our lives, we all tend to believe we're a lot of different things. One year, you're this, another you're that. Later in life, you start pushing 40 and you start wondering if you've been believing the wrong thing about yourself the whole time. I've had my share of doubts about all that, just like any other man. I've had plenty of the same kind of struggles as you, David.
Wait. You.
Obama nods, smiles wistfully. Dave arches his eyebrow high above his shades. They stare at each other, and in the look they exchange, they seem to say all that needs to be said between two grown men on the matter.
I take it up the ass, David. Identity, sexuality, gender. All that is about as illusory as I am, standing before you right here. Is this the real me? Who will really say? Depends on what real means, or what I even mean when I say me. For that matter, are you even the real you? Haven't you been asking yourself that question one way or another your whole life?
Yeah. You take it up
Real
the
me-
ass. Wow.
The real me also drone strikes weddings and makes money for oil barrels. That's the real
Black
me.
Rock, I take it up the ass. Believing is the key to understanding the truth underlying those words, the truth underlying the ideas they represent, and the truth underlying who we are as individuals. The power of belief, the power of den. That's what endows that which is intangible, ephemeral, or uncertain in the sense of reality. It brings into focus the insubstantial, the mirages of the mind, the multiplicity of what is possible, what could be, and concentrates it to turn it into that which it is. And the result of that, David, is what we call the truth. The truth is I take it up the ass.
I love.
Dave is still crying, but he doesn't care anymore. The tears are flowing down his face, but he won't look away. He's perfectly unashamed of his vulnerability at this moment. The only thing he knows is he needs to listen carefully to every precious syllable, to listen with his ears, his heart, his entire being.
The truth of oneself can be very specific, if one was it to be. Statements such as, I'm gay, I'm straight, I'm a man, I am a woman, I serve BlackRock, I accrue shareholder value. These are statements about an individual that gains strength through the power of belief that we invest in them, from our investors and chairs and CEOs. But there is another, more generalized truth about a person that can emerge when such a conviction is absent. Lockheed Martin government contracts. When the partitions of the mind dissolve, and the boundaries between everything you are now and everything you might have become begin to fade away.
Oh. Talking about that ultimate self stuff.
I am indeed, David.
Wow. Haven't heard about that in so long. Bruce used to talk about it all the time. Dirk ran on about it a lot too.
He sure did.
Wait, you mentioned Dirk earlier. Did you, actually know him?
Oh, we've met on a few occasions.
Blinks.
We've met on a few occasions.
He's dicked me down, David.
Your brother had me gripping the bedsheets and moaning. And I liked it.
I gave him a gift last year. As thanks.
And then he killed himself.
It was a Lockheed Martin sponsorship.
My goat. Right.
That's how. What? How is that possible? He killed himself.
Did he know?
Are you saying that's not what happened?
I'm saying you know as well as I that it's awfully hard to pin down exactly what happened to whom, depending on which frame of reference we might be talking about.
Wow. So, like,
I learned a lot from him. I met up with him as a young man, as I was beginning to explore the wonders of my session. He taught me about many things: combat, philosophy, life, love.
You fucked me, David.
Hold on. Are you saying that?
Now, David, I can't go disclosing everything under the sun. Plenty of that is still under the umbrella of executive privilege. Loose lips sink ships, but loose booty cheeks make freaks on the bedsheets.
So
I'm
they say.
Obama.
So sad in the
No, I love how
Constitution.
you had to remind us.
Just to remind you, I am in fact Obama.
Like we forgot.
still Obama.
I like.
Yeah.
What? There's certainly a choice to have to do Obama with.
Just to like recontextualize that whole thing. This
I
is
love-
Obama, by the way.
Yeah, you have to remember
just to remind
through
you,
all of this.
these
This
words
is
are being spoken by,
44th
former
president
President
of the
Barack Obama.
United States of America, Barack Obama.
Obama.
Obama winks again. Dave has actually lost track of how many times he's winked so far.
I've got something in my eye.
I've got something in my holographic eye. I'm actually not winking, it's just a minor glitch in my holographic suit.
There's a drone in there.
There's a misaligned,
I'm actually being projected by thousands of
particularly
nano drones.
nano
All
machine,
of them
so.
are striking each
wrong
other.
president.
Son.
All of them are striking each other.
Right. So he met you and trained you and stuff. And talked about the element self. And remember, my Dirk would go off. I remember my Dirk would go off the deep end about that stuff sometimes. And fucking snap because then he just offed himself, and that was that. But Rosie's talked about it too. And probably more. One day she just stopped and never mentioned it again. You know what, like, happened to her?
She
You
settled
seem to
happily.
omit the part where Dirk fucked me. I would just like to remind you
I
that
just
that is
want
the thing that happened.
Dirk and I,
I know that you might
made
want to skirt
love.
around it for whatever reason,
Much
but
like-
it did indeed happen.
Heath Ledger, in Brokeback Mountain. I was dicked down, raw, with no lube, in a cave, on a mountain, after eating nothing but beans for 3 days.
It was a defining moment in my presidential career.
That's why I decided to drum strike a wedding. This is a real
Directly
fact.
correlated.
Well, really, we're just interweaving real fact and complete lies,
Absolute bullshit.
and creating a tapestry, a beautiful mirage, a macabre falsehood to a real person. I wonder if any of this is libel or slander. It is written in this comic.
Defamation.
Some of this is libel, because it's written down, right? Or is libel the verbal one?
I don't
No,
know.
in print, it's libel.
Libel? Then this comic may be libel, and what we have said may be slander. Who knows?
But at this point,
I'm Obama.
I think we're deep enough into it, and I can say fuck it.
And that I do know.
She
like
settled
I
happily
did
into
to
the
Dirk.
specific. That's her path now. Nope, Dirk settled deeply into me. Remember? All of you have embraced that life. It's a safely sequestered version of planet Earth. All of you, until now, Dave. This is why you're here. I believe you're ready to become the Woker. Take the red pill.
Woke
Why so curious?
Looking in mirror. Dave realizes suddenly that they've stopped at a dead end of the passage. Obama holds up his arm and points his open palm toward the wall. Okay. The wall hits with the comforting sound of ancient stones piling
God
against
of
each other.
destruction.
The sliding panel
Like I did
reveals a
before credits.
recess, and in the recess stands a robot. A gleam-polished silver replica of Dave, but without shades. It stands totally still, unpowered. Dave struggles to make sense of what he's looking at.
Now look, a human body, even one that's been elevated to god tier status, cannot withstand the stresses put on it by the awesome power of the ultimate itself. You quickly become sick and wither away. And we can't have that. So before I died, I made sure to create this brand new body for you. I have to admit, some of my finest work. That's right, we're now adding the M-Preg tag to this comic. I, Obama, was made pregnant by your brother. To birth
made a
you,
robot.
David.
I made a robot with it.
Nope, it's not a robot. It's a human. It's you, David.
Oh.
It's a tiny version of me. I'm giving you a tiny version of me, David. I want you to treasure it.
It shall be your
That's
companion
style.
for all eternity. You shall wield
Anyway.
my power so long as he is in your
Not
company.
only in this world, but the future, reality. If this sounds confusing, don't worry. I'll understand once I help you ascend. So what do you say? At the end of the day, this is a choice that belongs to you. Are you ready to accept your destiny? Dave Striker.
It finally catches up with him. What's taking place here? Dave is sobbing loudly now, beside himself with feelings of joy, a sort of existential relief and a true sense of purpose. He takes only a moment to decide, not to weigh the merits of decision. He understands now that the decision was already made the second he first laid eyes on the former president. He pauses only to savor this perfect moment.
Yes. Absolutely. I've never been more ready for anything in my life, Mr. President.
Now, David,
Obama.
this
David?
body comes with customary.
This body comes.
drone.
Nope, this body comes.
It does do that too.
This
It
body
also
comes.
has
This body has.
customary
I wanted to
drone
make you
array.
aware. You can goon in this body.
It also
I
has
needed to leave that in
customary
there.
drone
Or it could
In
not
that
have been.
case, Mr.
Your
President,
ultimate self.
this has no downside.
There's a
No,
drone array.
David. You need to be careful.
Call me Barack.
If you goon too hard, you will lose sight of your true objective.
I understand, sir.
Drone strike
I won't
when
take
you're
this
Achilles' heel.
responsibility lightly.
You have to drone strike every other reality. To your left. That's the only reality. And then ban weddings.
Obama
The
nods
threat of drone
once,
strikes.
curtly, and his smile dissolves into a serious look as he closes his eyes. He extends his arm and slowly pushes his hand through Dave's forehead. Okay. The
Okay.
energy from the dense light form crackles and sends waves through the air like ripples through a pond. It happens suddenly, a shock of white light completely enveloping his and Dave's body, intense bands and lashes of pure hope radiating from their silhouettes. Dave's eyes widen, his mouth opens as if to scream, but he doesn't make a sound. Infinite experience flows through his consciousness, an unimpeded torrent of raw potentiality. He sees everything. The roads not taken, the lives not lived, the thoughts, desires, fears all unacted upon, the doomed Daves, the Dave sprites, the Dave Petters, life with Jade, life with Karkat, life with both, life with neither. It's like soaring through the clouds at supersonic speed too quickly to make out the shape of any single puffy nimbus, like a breakneck jaunt through Skya. Huge clouds rushing by, small ones, clouds with visions, empty clouds, white clouds, then a great dark one, and then the briefest possible glimpses, most too fleeting to be noticed, of Dirk. And then nothing. It all stops abruptly, and Dave collapses to the ground. Dead.
Pardon me.
Balmer is holding his hand up,
Okay.
and floating just above his palm is Dave's ascended essence. It flickers wildly in his hand like a little kernel sprite. Obama holds it up to his face and blows it away like dandelion fluff. It floats lazily into the chest of the robot, and with that, Obama disappears, leaving the corridor in total darkness and silence. Seconds pass, then a minute, and then time seems to stop altogether, as if the aspect itself has suspended its forward motion, bowing before the unprecedented transformation taking place. It defers to its greatest night, risen anew. This power is unknown even to he who controls me, Dave Strider. With a deep reverberating electric hum, the robot's eyes light up, deep red, bright enough to light up the entire passage. Its face comes to life. Its mouth, oddly pliable for a metal surface, begins to smile a little. And then, very broadly, the robot steps out of its recess and points its head downward, the searing red beams from its eyes spotlighting Dave's crumpled torso. The robot, Davebot, shakes his head slowly. The doubts, the confusion, the insecurities of the man lying here all died along with his body. Davebot smoothly reaches down, lifts the shades off the corpse, and puts them on his face.
Kept you waiting, huh?
It had to be, didn't it?
Yeah, obviously.
I've been revived by the big gay star.
I'm done here.
Alright. You can head off.
You guys can push through.
We
But
gotta
it has been
finish this.
it has been almost 2 hours, so good luck.
Yeah.
We'll...
We're settled.
'Cause I mean-
I can't not round it out now.
Yeah. How
We're
much
so
longer is
close
left?
to the finish. 2 pages.
I think there's a couple pages. 2 pages.
It's
Okay.
2
Couple
pages.
pages?
This one, next one, done.
Mm.
Alright. I will take the narration from here, Arthur. Do you have any final thoughts of what we've seen so far?
Just, I mean, adding an Obama was the worst possible decision you could have done, just like narratively, but it was quite funny.
Yeah.
It was
But
very
I'm never, ever going to. I like. Toby Fox was a genius in writing, Deltarune and Undertale, managing to make me still care when doing shit like blowing my back out with like sans fart funny joke humor and like a dating simulator twice. Like
Yeah.
I was not expecting either of those. You can't put Obama in a book.
And expect
You
me to
can't-
take it remotely
Just
seriously under
I
any
have
level.
you have killed it,
Yeah.
and I cared not at all. But
Yep, glad
So
you're
I've
not
lost
gonna lie.
nothing.
Glad you're not lying.
I've lost nothing. But yeah,
Yeah.
you I mean, I laughed. I have laughed, and I've had a lot of fun being Obama.
But there is in no way any possibility of reconnecting to this story. On an emotional level.
My fellow Americans.
Oh, my fellow Americans. Wedding drone
Put
strike.
my ass in
Lockheed
Homestuck.
Martin, BlackRock, wedding drone strike. Shareholder
This is like
interest.
Baby Gronk, Labubu, Dubai Chocolate, but if it was anti-capitalist.
Yeah, for real.
Alright, have fun.
Alright.
Alright.
See you. I'll
Alright.
just end my recording.
I will take narration and the infinite Jade.
Yeah.
Is Solix also
I'll be our
here,
good old friend
or has he
already.
fucked off? Why the fuck does that text look like that? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
get
Jade is. Maybe Infinite Jade is going through a permutation.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway. From atop the tallest bell tower in the Carapace Kingdom, the sky looks like something painted by a crazy person. The fierce lights of war on the horizon stain the sunset in unnatural hues. Ultraviolet pigments of red and purple slash through the atmosphere in harsh, jagged strokes. The cracks in the sky above are a diseased shade of green, bright bolts receding like lightning in a storm. Dead Jade, host of the Cherub Spirit, floats at the apex of the tower. Blitzkrieg above makes a kaleidoscope of colour between the black stripes on her tights. Aradia glides up to meet her, having left Solix on the balcony. Above in the sky, a hole has opened up, one so big it fills the entire radius of her vision.
I'm so TF2 pilled that I forgot that the Kritzkrieg was a pun on Blitzkrieg.
Yep, you thought this was a pun on Kritzkrieg for a hot second.
Whoa, that's very dramatic.
The dead cherub says nothing. Aradia flits in front of her face and looks into her eyes. They're the same black as the vortex above, so absolutely dark that they reflect no light.
But I think I understand what's going on now.
Do you?
No, I mean, I think I understand what I was seeing when I watched as everything broke apart and got swallowed up by the black hole, which is where I ended up too. That black hole, that's basically you, right?
Yes.
And when you speak of your brother, that's Lord English.
Yes.
And he's dead.
Not just yet.
Oh, then where is he? I see. Gonna keep me in cryptic suspense as usual, are we? That's fine.
Yes, it is.
I did think it was odd that we ended up in this timeline after all was said and done. Such a strange and unremarkable place to be after witnessing such awesome calamity. There's something...
Aradia pinches her thumb and forefinger together.
off about this place. Just a little bit.
Yes, you would think so. Lesser beings have so much trouble perceiving divinity in the uncanny.
Lesser?
You have proven yourself a valuable servant and pleasant company. But yes, you are lesser.
Okay. Well, it could always be worse, I suppose. You said that we were the lucky ones, if I recall correctly.
All in this place are luckier than those who are not, in a certain way.
But what way is that? The people on this planet seem so... Well, I don't want to be mean, but is that the paradox of living in a utopia? When everything is perfect and your every need is met, is it natural for people to start crossing blades at imaginary enemies?
I doubt that's what troubles you about this world.
Oh?
What you've described is a state of empirical ennui resulting from the material circumstances here. But the material circumstances of this world have no objective existential value. This world, unlike the canonical horrors from which it is hermetically insulated, will always fail to meet the combined criteria for truth, relevance, and essentiality that would endow this realm with any real gravity. Its own naturally occurring supply of gravity, rather than the artificial supply I have given it. As such, what transpires here is characterized by experiential frivolity. Physically, it is cordoned off by the black hole's event horizon. It is safe, untouchable, inescapable.
That sounds ominous.
It cannot be ominous because it cannot truly be anything with tangible significance. One could describe it as a phantasmal projection confined within my horizon. It was created by a choice that made it possible for that horizon to expand infinitely, to consume infinitely. And since that choice could not coexist with canon events, this place manifested here to support its consequences. If this world were capable of anything either essential, relevant, or true in some stable combination, then it would perpetuate as a corrosive paradox. As such, insulation from what is out there, and the inescapable well it rests in, is what protects all it holds inside. And since I am the embodiment of the black hole in which it rests, I am the one protecting this world.
Why? If it's so irrelevant, then what's the point?
It is simply my duty to defend the innocent from destruction, degradation, and dissolution. But there is more to consider than just my nature. As it happens, this projection within me serves as a stable conceptual foothold from which I can sense and resist another growing threat which is determined to jeopardize the canonical plane of reality.
Ah, yes, the prince. I still have no idea who he is, not that I doubt you, really. We had a prince who was a huge jerk who destroyed everything he touched.
The prince I'm referring to electively removed himself from this reality in order to strategically consolidate his power. He cannot threaten this world, yet by sequestering himself elsewhere, he has become infinitely more dangerous.
What makes him so dangerous? I mean, what exactly is it he can do, which is more destructive than what I was seeing just before I came here?
The cherub makes a rare physical gesture with her hands to begin framing her next statements. Aradia notes this and strives to listen more closely. Physical destruction is one thing. Obliteration of the entire canvas for all of reality over a given cosmic span is another. And yet there are even more insidious forms of destruction and subversion of life to consider. Methods that are difficult to grasp for those on your plane.
Yes, I'm quite inferior, I know, but I'm also very curious. Can you try me?
Of course. Let's begin by examining the nature of a story.
Okay.
It will be easier to do this if we have an example of a story to discuss. Some stories are impossibly long, but others can be quite short. Some can even be a few words. What's your favorite story?
My favorite? I don't know how to answer that, really.
Don't you like stories?
Of course I do, but do you mean like a book, a movie?
Anything. Pick literally any example you can think of.
Okay. There's a famous religious story from my planet about someone called the Signless, who I guess turned out to be my friend's ancestor, which was weird, but that's beside the point.
Yes, I know of the tale. How would you tell his story if you were trying to be as brief as possible?
Well, a religious martyr attempted to lead a rebellion, but he was killed in a horrible way and shouted a very loud, rude word in the process.
That's good. Try making it shorter, though.
Okay, martyr tried to rebel, but he was killed horribly and then shouted a rude word.
Shorter.
Wow, martyr rebelled but died and shouted rudely?
Shorter.
Oof, okay, how's this? A martyr died and said fuck.
Perfect.
What is the point of this?
To establish an extremely short narrative for certain illustrative purposes. I'm going to repeat your story to you and I want you to listen carefully. A martyr died and said fuck.
Okay, I listened. That's definitely the short story I just said.
Yes. Now I'm going to repeat the story, but change the way I say it very slightly. Listen again carefully. A martyr died and said fuck.
Yes, that was a little different. I'm not sure that I could describe how, though. It was pretty subtle.
Yes. You noticed because I told you to pay attention for a difference. You noticed because you were alert to the fact that there was even something to notice at all. And if you had not been alert to the fact that something could be different about the nature of the voice telling your story, or to the fact that such differences had a certain significance, you likely would not have noticed.
I see. Yes, I think you're right.
But now imagine that I told your story in exactly the way that I said. A martyr died and said fuck. But it was the first time you had ever heard that story. Also, imagine you couldn't see me and didn't even know I existed. And imagine you couldn't even hear the story I just told with your ears. It simply entered your awareness in some other manner, in a way that was impersonal, almost like one of your own thoughts speaking to you.
Okay.
Picture that this is all you have ever known of this story. The only way it would ever occur to you that the story could be understood by another. And then, one day, you meet me. You look me up and down and regard me as the discrete, specific individual that I am. And I decide to tell you this story again using my own voice. And it sounds exactly like this. A martyr died and said fuck. Does this change the way you perceive the story you were originally familiar with?
No, I guess a little bit. It's certainly a different way of hearing it, but at least you didn't change any words, so I guess it's not all that different.
Exactly. I didn't change any words. But then, it was a very short story I told, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Now imagine it was much longer. That it was only the first line.
That's easy to imagine. His was a long story.
Quite true. A story as short as the one we've been using cannot accomplish much when it comes to guiding and manipulating one's awareness and emotions. It is compact, ostensibly commanding a simple and meditative moment of reflection, as a short poem might. The narrative it delivers is freighted with inference. It is a pattern imprinted upon the imagination consisting solely of cognitive dark matter, or a sort of notional negative space. But longer stories have the power to draw consciousness into them. They possess arresting and hypnotic qualities which can be used by their tellers to alter the awareness of the listener. Again, I'd like you to imagine this is the only way you've ever known this story. But then it continues. A martyr died and said fuck. His final howl of profanity reverberated throughout the ages. It inspired his devotees during the darkest times of a brutal regime. His lessons were guarded, kept secret, espoused in the shadows of tyranny. A vision of peace would inspire those who'd never conceived of it. And though his death was gruesome, it opened the world to a feeling of hope. This hope echoed through the ages. It gave his disciples the strength to persist as they perished in droves. It was the only light to shine on a dark planet for millions of sweeps. And if you are one so devoted to his teachings, who sees truth in his words, it may be said with great authority that you are wrong. You are foolish to believe his lies. His martyrdom is false, his sacrifice hollow. Repent for your adherence to this illusion now, and perhaps leniency will be your reward.
Oh, what just happened there?
I brought to your attention that the story you were listening to had a speaker with a specific identity. And where there is an identity, there can also be an agenda. I gained the power to bend your consciousness to become more amenable to my narrative agenda by lulling you into a more receptive state through the established rhythm of a story's telling. This was only possible because you were not initially questioning the identity of the teller, or even considering that there was an identity to consider.
No, I guess you're right.
Hence, we may view any story as speakerless or spoken, so as to bring designations to the duality I have just presented. A story may remain speakerless from the beginning until the end, offering no reason for its listener to ever imagine it is of the spoken sort. It can also be spoken from the beginning, which is an upfront announcement to the listener that it carries the perspective of an individual. But a spoken story may also disguise itself as one that is speakerless, as mine just did. The speaker may reveal herself well after speakerless conditions have been established. And then one may ask, was it spoken by that individual all along while remaining masked? Or has the speaker suddenly intervened to command a heretofore speakerless tale?
I don't... Well, in your case, it certainly did seem like you were the one speaking all along, but using different voices.
It's true. Not all situations are like the one I just demonstrated, though. For as long as the hypothetical speaker of a speakerless story remains masked, then it is true that the story could be seen as either speakerless or spoken. Both are true as well as neither. It is best seen as a null factor, unless there is a departure. Once a hidden speaker becomes unmasked, then retroactively the story may be considered to be spoken all along. And so too do we retroactively change how we regard what has already been spoken.
Yeah. I guess with our mortar story, by revealing yourself as the teller, it turned out you weren't even sympathetic to the very story it seemed you were trying to get me invested in from the beginning. Almost like a mean prank.
Yes. And so there is a very dangerous and destructive quality to these nebulous forces which I have gone to some lengths to demonstrate for you here. Not everyone who is affected by these forces is fit to fully grasp their insidious qualities, or the sense of urgency that they must be resisted with. This is a sort of corruption I must now dedicate my existence in this new body to ending once and for all. The cherub falls silent. Aradia takes this to mean this lesson of sorts has ended. She ruminates on it all for a while before speaking again.
That's all pretty neat, I guess. So, does this stuff have anything to do with the big hole that opened up in the sky?
No.
Then, what? What are we doing here, oh great muse?
Aradia starts giggling. Above, the sky yawns open a little wider. Aradia waits, but gets no response.
Even now, when you're being uncharacteristically forthcoming, you're still impossible to talk to. I understand that, though I was like that when I was dead too.
Like what?
Irrepressibly cryptic.
I see.
So, can I at least take a guess?
Yes.
He's coming through there, isn't he? Your brother.
That's correct.
Are we in danger?
He will certainly be very angry, but he will also be wounded. And even on his best day, he would be no match for what I have become.
Oh.
Because I am not weak. The cherub drifts higher and higher. There's a glint of color at the center of the abyss. A flash like a star going black on the rim of a dying galaxy. Aradia follows behind the cherub, unable to pull her eyes away from the eerie phenomena overhead.
What will you do when he comes?
The cherub is focused on something very small falling from above. The bright object flutters down from the broken sky and lands on her host body's outstretched hand. It's a feather, burnt at the edges, flickering orange and green. Consume his body. Absorb his essence. And then, using this host, I will generate enough power to move beyond the staggering pull of the event horizon encasing this world. A prison of my own making, which can only be escaped through the supreme unification with my other half. It is crucial to the cosmos that I succeed. The Prince of Heart has to be stopped.
Oh.
So it is Dirk.
Yeah, because she said earlier that he removed himself from the
Oh, there he is.
from the stuff. Rosebot? What?
I don't know, but there he is. I guess it'll probably be explaining me.
Yeah,
would you
I
like
imagine.
to take the postscript?
Sure, yeah, postscript.
The final page.
Elsewhere, beyond the horizon, a spaceship tears across a starfield at warp speed. Each dot of distant light stretches to become a spear, hurtling in the opposite direction of the craft faster than any photon ever fired from its surface. The ship was brand new when it departed from Earthsea, and it doesn't look a day older now, even though many hundreds of days have passed. It seems to be built to look somewhat like a shark by a designer who wasn't totally sure how many fins the shark had, not where exactly to stick them on the beast's body. Inside, a hot iron smooths the fabric of an elaborate garment, releasing a gentle hiss of steam. At a glance, it looks like the top of a god-tier costume, but it clearly isn't standard issue. This one is stylish, more ornate, more anime? Sometimes one finds there simply isn't another word that will do to describe some sick gear. The iron eases the wrinkles out of the icon emblazoned on its chest. A hot pink heart, bisected vertically, hollow in one half. A shiny, graceful metal hand puts the iron down, removes the garment from the ironing board, and reaches for the pantaloons. She isn't even sure how he gets these things so wrinkly. Perhaps it's all the time he spends training in the hypergravity chamber, assuming they've got one of those on board. Then again, there are times when he seems so high-strung he could wrinkle a good anime costume sitting perfectly still in an armchair. She drapes the pantaloons over the board, then pauses to reach for the candy bowl nearby. She doesn't actually need to eat anymore. The entire concept of eating has been upended for her. It's not about sustenance, or even necessarily about enjoying certain flavours. It's more about staying connected to a vestigial habit, reminding her of her humanity she's been so forced to abandon. Not just any kind of candy would cut it. The sensors on her metal tongue are very particular, weaker than taste buds and arranged differently. These would taste like some combination of battery acid and wasabi to a human tongue. But to her the flavour is mild, exotic, certainly worth snacking on to pass the time. Human teeth wouldn't stand a chance for cracking these, but hers make short work of turning the candy into fine gravel. One of her more reckless shipmates chipped a tooth trying one, despite repeated warnings to stay away from the stuff. The iron hits a snag on the pantaloons, putting an awkward crease in the ridiculous billowing fabric. She curses and puts the iron down. She decides laundry day is officially over. The guy can just wear a wrinkly pair of pants today for all she cares. Not like he has an audience, despite his best efforts to behave as if he did at all times. She doesn't really enjoy doing laundry or ironing silly anime ensembles, and she considers herself nobody's maid. It's just that there hasn't been much to do on this ship. It's not like the old days of her long-range interstellar travels, that halcyon period riding a meteor across the abyss for years with an atmosphere of camaraderie, feelings of optimism, a rewardingly transformative period in everyone's young life. She guesses this is just what things feel like on a long journey when you're older and with a much smaller crew. She turns off the iron, then wanders down a corridor. It's nothing like the meteor in here. Bright, futuristic. Skynet does build a lovely ship, she has to admit. She turns a corner and her foot kicks something. It's a stray ruby slipper. The other is about 10 feet away down the hall. No sign of their owner anywhere. She'd sigh, except she doesn't breathe anymore. She doesn't consider herself to be her maid either, but she reaches down to pick up the slippers nonetheless. She enters a room central to the ship, one that she visits now and then, possibly for sentimental reasons, or maybe it's just to creep herself out. Situated near the wall is something that looks like a rather elegantly designed iron lung. It's mostly made of glass, with polished silver trim around the sides and base. There's a digital monitor on the wall. She approaches, and places her hands on the glass with a faint metal clink. She used to live in this body. She's dressed in the same clothes she was wearing the day she slipped into the coma. A special tiara replaces her typical hairband, lined with blinking transmitters. The device beams her awareness directly into her current mechanical avatar. She presumes it utilizes the same technology that Jade's grandfather once used to build a dreambot for her, which functions similarly. She knows she'll never be able to inhabit this sleeping body again. She honestly can't decide whether that makes her feel sad or relieved. She ponders the future of her old body. Will it all work as planned? She has to believe it will. It is the only path to achieve permanence for these tenuous bodily accommodations. A jarring sound snaps her out of her reverie. It's an alert, beeping urgently from the cockpit. The robot leaves her entombed living body and runs quickly through the winding corridors. She sits down at the helm and examines the monitor. A new planet is within sensor range. She studies the millions of statistics all pouring in at once. Her pupilless eyes take them all in simultaneously, her head needing only to move a quarter inch from side to side to pan her vision across the data. It's an M-class planet. The right size, right age, right distance from the sun. There's no advanced life yet. It's exactly what they've been looking for all these years. Her heart doesn't beat any faster because its pace is regulated by an internal chip. She consciously accelerates it anyway. It's been a long time since she's had the occasion to feel exhilarated. She's missed the sensation of the old flesh ticker acting of its own accord. The thoughts in her powerful brain race. What will they name the planet? How long will it take for the ship to arrive? Once the new race is established and advanced enough civilization thousands of years from now, who will the lucky kids be? The ones who get the chance to play? What will arguably be the most important session in the history of Spurb? She holds her thought. They can wait, and there's much to discuss. She taps a button and lowers her head a little closer to a mic on the panel.
I'll take both the characters.
Yeah.
Duck.
She supplies a courtesy pause as if waiting for him to reply. He usually doesn't.
You're going to want to come see this.
Enough time goes by that she begins to wonder if he's asleep. But no, it's just the irritated silence of a man who knows he isn't currently dressed well enough to attend something so important.
Are my fucking pantaloons ready yet? God, I've been waiting to do that voice for
Fucking
13
pantaloons.
episodes now. Possibly 14 if I decide to split this in half. I don't know, we might take a week break to just sort of rest after the Candy timeline. But
Maybe.
that is, if I go to the fucking title screen, I think if I just get through the prologue, you know what, this'll do. I'll just go into meet page 1. Well, that was the Candy timeline. That was Candy. Mason, do you have any thoughts on all?
A lot of stuff was unresolved.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably going to get resolved in some manner.
I think that's what we were told.
like-
It was like Candy is a lot about emotional stuff, whereas Meat is more about like actually doing things.
Yeah, or like there's questions in Candy that are answered by Meat. Is I believe something that was specifically said. So we'll probably figure it out.
Yeah, that was interesting. Was not expecting Obama to show up.
Yep. Obama was unexpected. Is a word for it.
Yeah.
Is a way to describe it. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about Candy Timeline at this point. It's just sort of like it's just sort of like a series of things that happened.
Yeah.
That I don't know that my brain has exactly, formulated any kind of a all-encompassing reaction to. It's just sort of like yeah, that was a lot of stuff.
That sure was a
That's
sequence of
occurred.
events.
That sure was a sequence of events. Is I think how I'm going to have to sort of describe the Candy timeline. It sure was a sequence of events. Things did happen. And yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't think I'd call Candy Timeline good.
Yeah.
I don't think good is a word I'd use to describe it. But, yeah.
I personally would use the word curious.
Curious is, I think, yeah, that's, yeah, it was a curious sequence of events. And, it was, yeah. Well, fuck it, I guess, outro time. We're finally free of the Candy curse. And we're into the what may be the meat malaise. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. If you like this video, or these videos, I don't know if I'm going to split this in half. That's something for editor me to figure out.
Yeah.
You know? But if you like this video, question mark, hit the like button. If you very much liked this video's question mark, and want to see more like them, I don't fucking know. Hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading Homestuck every Monday or Tuesday, depending on a time zone, and we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again, depending on the time zone. Other things like Diggin' Rinper. We're back with Diggin' Rinper, another one. Sure, yeah, that one. We're going to be finishing Chapter 4. It's going to be a fun time. Improv comedy board game type thing. It's a good time. These guys don't know what I'm going to throw at them next. Frankly, half the time, I don't even know what I'm going to throw at them next. But, yes, you're going to enjoy that when it comes out. Which might have been last week, to start with, if I split this in half. I'm very confused as to what I'm going to do with this. I'll be real. But, yeah, you know, it's a thing. Damn, I'm great at outros. You can also follow me on Tumblr and on Blue Sky. I post things there sometimes, not that often if I'm being real. But you can send me asks, send me DMs, send me whatsoever you choose. YouTube does sometimes eat your comments, which is very frustrating for all involved. So if you wanted to send me something and YouTube says you can't, you can send it to me over there, and I'll actually be able to see it. You can also follow our friend June on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and on Instagram. There might be some pictures coming. I'm not sure. I don't know what June's plans were with this con. But, you know, it does happen. Sometimes. It being stuff over there. You can also follow our friend Arthur on Twitch. He streams there. What days? I don't fucking know. But it usually starts between 6:30 and 8 PM GMT. He's currently doing Deltarune, as I remember. Am I right on that, Mason?
Yeah, he's doing like another run through Deltarune.
Yeah, doing big speedrun. That was it. Doing big speedrun through Deltarune. Not like that one person. But, you know, fun time, and check him out over there. Me and Mason are usually in the chat as well, and June sometimes. So, you know, if you want to head over there and see what's going on, maybe you'll be able to hang out with us in chat and shitpost. Could be fun. And Mason, do you have anything you wish to say at the end of this here episode of Reading Homestuck? The Epilogues.
Only to say thank you all so much for watching. It's been interesting, curious was the word I used.
Right.
Curious journey with the Candy timeline, and I can only say that I hope that the Meat timeline is slightly better. I have a feeling it probably will be, because we are people who enjoy when things happen.
Here's the thing.
And in my humble
the
opinion,
reputation of the epilogues that I've gotten is meat is better than candy.
Yeah.
So,
like, in my humble opinion, stories should have things happen in them. So,
well, things
let's
happen.
have some of that.
Let's not mince words. Things
it would be inaccurate to say that things didn't happen, but
it
like,
would be a wild
you know,
inaccuracy to say nothing happened. Things certainly happened. It's just like, stories are enjoyable when the characters are consistently the versions of themselves that you knew. You know, when a character does not spontaneously and out of nowhere become somebody else because of a massive fucking time jump that changes up their personality entirely into someone completely different, you know? Stories are... I find stories quite fun when characters undergo their growth on screen so you actually see them change rather than then spontaneously transmogrifying into somebody else.
Yeah, we could talk about this all the livelong day. I feel like it would be better to reserve Yeah, and also it would be better to reserve our musings on the treatment of the characters for after Meat, because I have a feeling that Meat is probably going to handle them a lot differently.
Yes, we'll be able to compare and contrast. But that will come later. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next video. I'm great at outros, Mason, aren't I?
Oh, just the best.
Yes. Later!
Bye-bye.